Hey y'all, it's cooking time again. I don't know what I'm gonna make, but I want to talk to you guys about rights. Why? Because everybody's always excited to talk about rights. We love talking about rights. Rights. So I'm gonna talk about rights, and I'm gonna try and be consistent and fair because consistency and fairness are always generally pretty good things to encourage. Did I just say honest, always and then generally? Yes, I did. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. Okay, so, rights. So, as far as I can see, generally speaking, there are two groups here. Wait, which way are y'all? It's fine, it's fine. Okay, so there are the people on the right. I'm using my left because it's your right. There are the people, no, yeah, there are the people on the right, and the people on the left. And the people on the right who generally, when they're generally talking about rights, are talking about things they don't want done to them. I have a right to not be silenced. I have a right to practice whatever religion I want, as in nobody can stop me. I have the right to not have my stuff taken from me. I have the right to not be murdered in my sleep. I have the right to have my own stuff. I have the right to defend myself. That's generally people on the right. And yes, I am using the left. It's hard for me. Okay? It's y'all's right. And then there are the people on the left, and they're like, I have the right to food because I need food. I have the right to healthcare because I need healthcare. I have the right to education because everybody should be educated. And generally speaking, I'm not saying that these people are not doing it out of a heart of love for each other, right? Because generally speaking, the conservative people, and the people more on the right, I'm not going to say conservative, people on the right, because I want to be consistent, the people on the right tend to be all like, they're like, it's not right to take things from people. That's generally the people on the right. They're like, don't take stuff from us. Don't take stuff from those people. Don't take stuff from those people. Don't take stuff from anybody. That's one of those things. A lot of people point to the people on the right and go, well, you people are all about freedom until it comes to abortion. And it's like, it's still consistent with what the people on the right have been talking about in terms of abortion, because what they're talking about in terms of rights, because their whole thing is, I have a right to not have people do things to me. And so yes, they're all about freedom, but they have this idea of like, your freedom ends where your freedom to swing your fist ends where the other person's nose begins, right? So anyway, so they're like, these are people who shouldn't be violated, therefore don't violate them. That's their whole thing, right? That's their people that they care about, that they're fighting for, and whatever. People on the left tend to also have groups that they are fighting for. We're not going to talk about motives on either side at this point. But I'm just going to say that I'm going to assume that everybody's genuinely caring about other people. And they go, there are people who are poor and they don't have enough food to eat. Everybody has a right to free food, right? They're not saying that yet, but, I can see an argument. There are people who are poor. They can't afford health care, and everybody has the right to not die, right? So everybody has the right to have health care. Everybody needs it. It's a necessity. Therefore, they should have it, right? There are people who who could really benefit from education. Everybody should have the opportunity to be educated. That's why education is a right. So there's that. But here's what I want to talk about, okay? So let's imagine we get a group of people, okay? And we all get on a boat. Let's say we travel to some unexplored land, okay? And let's say all we have with us by the time we get to this unexplored land, let's say we've used up all our stores, okay? All we have is the clothes on our backs, our tools, and ourselves. That's it. That's all we have. Okay, let's say we go in there. The person on the right says, okay, I have the right to not have my stuff taken from me, which is basically just my clothes because I don't have anything else, and maybe like my axe because I don't have anything else, right? chop down trees so I can get stuff. Don't get mad about deforestation. We're not talking about that at this point. Okay? So that's I have the right to not have my stuff taken from me, and I have the right to not be murdered in my sleep, and I have the right to say whatever the heck I want. That's what the people on the right say. And let's say everybody agrees, because everybody's like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Generally speaking, my understanding is that the people on the left are totally fine with the rights of the people on the right. But then the people on the left are like, hey, let's have some other rights. I mean, we all need shelter, so let's have a right. I say we all have a right to shelter, because that is a need. You can't live without shelter. And the people on the right go, yeah, that makes sense. We have a right to have shelter. Okay, cool. And we have a right to healthcare. Yes, we have a right to healthcare. And we have a right to food, because you need food or you'll die. Yes. And we have a right to clean water. Yes. And we have a right to clean laundry. Yes, because you need those things. Right. Okay, so then after everybody agrees that we have all these rights to all these things, then you realize you still don't have the things that you have rights to. Because it turns out that even though you say you have a right to health care, it doesn't magically fall out of the sky. And even though you say you have a right to food, that doesn't mean it appears out of nowhere. And just because you say you have a right to clean water doesn't mean you have clean water. What does it take to get those things? You have to go find them. You have to go make them. You have to go create them yourselves. And then you have to violate one of the rights on the right to create the rights on the left. Because let's say somebody is off, like, I'm going to go find water. They go and find water. Well, they found water while everybody else was off doing their own thing, okay? Let's say what they were doing is important too, but this person went off and found water. Well, guess what? They have a right to not be stolen from. So do the other people have a right to take their stuff? No! So now we have a problem of rights, because we have people on the left who are like, I have a right to water because I need water or I will die, which is true. And the people on the right are like, but I found this water. I collected this water. This is my water. You can't take my stuff. It's mine. And so that's where you have the problem of the rights, because every single right on the left, as far as I can think of, generally speaking, and maybe not every single one, I spoke too soon, maybe not every single one, but most of the time, the rights on the left involve taking things from other people. You might not think about it originally, because we think, oh, well, we live in a modern society, we have healthcare already, why can't we just give it to people automatically? Because healthcare healthcare is a thing that people produce. And in order to produce those things, people need to, have their other stuff taken care of, Like, okay, so for example, let's say you see somebody working really hard to do really good things for people. Generally speaking, you go, that person should be paid, right? You think people should be paid to do good things for other people. Should people be willing to do good things for other people without being paid? Yes. But should people be paid when they do good things for other people? Like, do we want to encourage that? I think if you say no, I don't know what to say to you at that point, right? So it's the same thing with the left. I think the whole thing with the left is that they're all like, well, we have all these things already, and so they kind of assume that they'll just kind of continue, and we can just make it happen. But the fact of the matter is that the whole idea of capitalism is that I collected water. Isn't it great? It's mine. You can't take it from me. But I see you collected, you are really good at making shelters. I will give you water if you give me shelters, and then we can both have water and a shelter, as opposed to both of us dying of of one of us having water and dying of exposure, and the other of us dying of thirst, you know? Like, that's the whole idea of capitalism, is that you trade with each other, the things that you create. And so anyway, the whole reason I was saying that, I saw a video of somebody who was in Britain, who was a cool guy or whatever, but he was talking about people shouldn't benefit off of helping other people, and I'm like, whoa, 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 slow down, wait, what? Like, people shouldn't benefit from helping other people? Why shouldn't they? I mean, they shouldn't benefit from pretending to help other people, but I thought that was something we wanted to encourage, right? I don't think people should help other people solely for their own, like, gain, because that is greedy, but still, like, I don't know. Anyway, those are my thoughts. And now I'm done talking. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.